Hope you enjoyed this one. This is Sullivan asking my latest review on Dragon Ball Super Episode 5. As we all seen from the first 4 episodes, this is like it is like Battle of God. They're trying to retell. They're trying to start what happened after the Buu arc, what happened after that, and up to Battle of Gods. Alright, it's like basically they're trying to retell the story, but from an anime perspective. Like basically, they even yeah, they. But let's start. Let's start. Like right now, Goku is on Kikai's planet, and Beerus he has just arrived. Things are what you call as expected. You know, Beerus he arrives. He's asking for the hey, if there's a Super Saiyan God. He asks Goku these questions, and obviously Goku does not know. If you no, no, and Beerus, because he wants to prove that if it's true that there is a Super Saiyan God, that it's a prophecy, not just a dream. And and if you guys seen Battle of Gods, then you know what I'm talking about. One of the things I do like a little about this episode, we got to see some action, some real action, but the progression was a lot smoother, a lot longer than when we got in the movie. I mean, it's a movie. I mean, they did what they had to, but this is the anime's version and rendition of that. I mean, they're trying to drag it out longer for the anime, for the episode, for the fans. Because they're trying to retell Battle of Gods from a different standpoint. They don't want to follow the same blueprint and detail, or to make say, oh, we copied this. Yeah, I mean, they're trying to do it in their own way, and I admire them for that. Now, that's one of the things I like about Dragon Ball Super. Like, they're trying to do things their own way, not trying to copy someone else. Oh, you know what I mean. Anyway, things continue on after the Goku tells him that he doesn't know. Oh, Beerus wants to leave. But Goku, being the person that he is, challenges Beerus to a fight. He wants to test the strength of a god of destruction. As King Kai is asking him no and calling him an idiot and stuff. But you know Goku, he can't resist the urge to fight. He is who he is. Yes, he's a Saiyan warrior. It's not something you can just turn off. He loves to fight. Alright, but then and Beerus, he does accept his fight a little bit. He does accept because he wants to know. He wants to test the limit. He wants to see if the Super Saiyan God does exist, and he wants to see what's the difference between that and the Super Saiyan. So he acknowledges Goku's request. However, Goku he starts off with regular Super Saiyan. That's the difference between the movie and the anime. They're taking it slowly. While in the movie, Goku starts off, he transforms from 1, 2 to 3. But in this fight, he fights him in all 3 stages. For example, there's Super Saiyan 1, and Goku tries in that, but he fails. He doesn't even land a single punch. Then there's 2, and Goku, his strength has increased, and Beerus has noticed that. But the thing is, Beerus still can't lay a shot in. And one of the things I noticed is that Whis in all this is he like while Beerus is spending time fighting, he tries to see if he makes a choice to eat or not, depending on how long the fight's gonna be. But then, knowing that he couldn't beat Beerus in that form, he answers up the Super Saiyan 3, and Beerus could tell that Goku was still in reverse of energy. He can tell. No, because Beerus, he may be a god of destruction, but he has good instincts. He can test he can sense a person's strength by look and measure just from a brief encounter. He wants to be determined, and he wants to prove once and for all if this Super Saiyan God myth is real or not. So that's why one of the reasons why he accepts Goku's request, and Goku who wants to prove if he's strong enough to beat Beerus, even though he does land a few hits. But not really, because Beerus just blocks with his hand. He blocks with his hand just to see how much Goku has increased in strength, and that's one of the things I like. Like Goku, even though Beerus is the god of destruction, he wants to test Goku's strength and see if he's worthy of Super Saiyan God. He wants to see if there is a Super Saiyan God in him or not. But it's obviously just playing around with Goku because he obviously did not get what he wanted from Goku. And like in the movie, he ended it with just 2 blows. Now it's like, I mean, I know that Battle of Gods and Dragon Ball Super, they have their own. They're trying to follow the same kind of continuity. I mean, Super's trying to follow Battle of Gods continuity, but they're trying to do it in its own progression, its own way. Hey, like they're trying to add stuff that wasn't there before, like trying to changing the story in certain key points in certain key places. And that's one of the things I like about Super. Like it's not following the same track. It's like going its own route. I'm sure we got the same characters that we got from regular Dragon Ball Z, right? And in Battle of Gods, we got that. But you have to understand, this is the way. Man, this is supposed to be a new series that complements the old one. And this series is supposed to be bring something new to the game, like basically. But right now they're just telling the story as it is their own way. They're trying to retell Battle of Gods, and then we'll get to the parts about the other gods of destruction that's later in the season. And Dragon Ball Super has already been licensed to have at least 100 episodes, so it's not gonna. So the action for this series is not gonna be too far behind, especially with Choppa, Beerus' other half from another dimension. I mean, Beerus is the god of destruction for this dimension, who's supposed to be the seventh, and there are supposed to be 12 dimensions in total. And Beerus said that there were warriors that were spawned from those dimensions who were mightier than them. So basically, you have to acknowledge his Beerus' strength. Anyway, I like the progression of this series. It gave us more from Battle of Gods did. Like Battle of Gods was supposed to be a movie that's supposed to be over an hour and 30 minutes long, nearly an hour and 30 minutes, like an hour and 87 minutes. That was the general length. And then there's Goku Dragon Ball Z for Katsuno F Resurrection F, which is the same length. And even though it didn't have all of the same characters from the Dragon Ball Z universe that we all know and love, it gave us some of the progressions, even introduced some new characters. But you have to understand that's the way it is. Anyway, I do like this episode a little bit because we got more than we got from Battle of Gods. A little more action, a little more fighting. And with Beerus on his way to Earth, Vegeta has to do the best he can to make sure Beerus doesn't go get angry or rage out. Otherwise, the end of the world. Especially when it's Bulma's birthday party, especially when it's on a cruise ship. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed this one. Comment, subscribe. Thank you. This is Solon and Ask Game My latest review on Dragon Ball Super Episode 5. Now, it's like slowly picking up to the point. I can't wait to see Goku Super Saiyan God in this anime. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. Thank you. This is Solomon Adams signing off. Bye.